An industrial Bluetooth speaker and cables? Let's talk about it. Dave Taylor here, and we're going to talk about the SoundBot speaker. But before we get there, let's talk about some of these PowerBot cables they also sell, because they sent me a whole box of stuff. Let's start with these little guys. There's two USB 3.0 to USB-C and two USB 3.0 to micro USB adapters. That set of four you can get, that's known as the PB330, and all four of those are $9.99. They work great if you have USB-C. You really should have a couple of these in your bag or in your desk. You'll just need them, trust me on that. Second thing is two USB-C to USB 3.0 cables, and they're really nice construction. They have a nice feel to them, and they're strong, and they got a thick braided cable. And these, the 2-pack, and they handle 2.4 amps, so they're full charging cables. This is the PB303, remember that? And that's $10.99 for both of them. Pretty cool. But all those cables are interesting, all those adapters are interesting. Where the really cool cable is this one. This is their LED lightning charging cable, and you can't really see very clearly, but it's glowing red because it's charging the phone. Once the phone gets to 100% charge, it goes green, as you can see in this inset shot. Now, this is really cool. Oh, it just turned green. My phone obviously just finished charging. That's great. And again, or did it? It's back and forth. Again, it's a really nice cable with a thick braided design, and it just feels like it's going to hold up, which is really nice. And who doesn't like a little LED indicator to tell you whether your device is charged or not? This is the PB305, and it's $19.99. It's a little more expensive, but it's also nice and long. I have it plugged into a charger back here. Let me unplug that. So it's a pretty long cable, so that's really nice. Gives you a lot of flexibility. This is one that I really like. The other one's useful. That one, this is kind of cool. But all that aside, let's talk speaker, because this, let me unplug that. This is the SoundBot, and these guys just have these great naming conventions. This is the SB521, and this is actually a pretty interesting little speaker. It's all made out of like industrial metals, so it's heavy, it has a really nice feel to it, has an LED strip on the front in terms of controls, that's nice, supports AUX input or of course Bluetooth. And we'll get to the sound in a second, but there's some things about this that are a little weird though. So, for example, it only supports Bluetooth 3.0. Now, Bluetooth's backwards compatible, so your devices will work, but I don't know why they're on such an old version of Bluetooth. It's a little weird. Has AUX input, as I said. It has a 1500 milliamp hour battery, which sounds pretty good, but this is a speaker. It drains power because it's pushing, it's actually doing physical activity. And so this only actually runs for about 4 hours on Bluetooth and 6 hours if you're using AUX, because the Bluetooth circuitry eats power. That's not a lot for a speaker that takes 3 hours for a full charge. So sort of a mixed bag there with the electrical part. And there are definitely people on Amazon that say that the charge doesn't last even the 4 hours. My testing is it's gone pretty well, but you know, it's something to be aware of. But all that aside, let's give it a sound test. So I'm going to turn it on. Okay, should be coming on. I want it to be on. Let's see what happened here. Let's try turning it on again. It's a little power switch in the back. There we go. Now, it should pair to my phone. Let's see if that happens. And it has the ingenious name of the SB521. I like the sounds that it has. And let's give it a whirl. So we're going to listen to some music, and I know you're going to get the sound reproduction of my microphone, but bear with me here. And I'm going to actually turn this up all the way and turn it towards me. Now, what are you not hearing? There's not a lot of bass going on here. Now, maybe it'd sound better if I put it on the table directly. Marginally better bass, but this is maximum volume, and not only is this maximum bass, not that there's any controls for that, but I actually went into my iPhone and actually changed it for bass boost. And that's one of my biggest complaints with this speaker is I love the industrial design. I really think this would look great on an executive desk. But boy, the sound is just not there. It is so biased towards the treble that even when I push really hard and try to adjust things aggressively, I still can't get much in the way of bass, and there's really almost no mid-range at all. So they say it's a dual 5-watt speaker with passive radiators on the edges and everything. I don't know. They obviously have all of those things, but all in all, this is not giving me much in the way of sound reproduction. So I gotta say, not a huge fan unless you want design and you want just really quiet music, in which case this could be perfect for an office. So before I tell you the price, however, let me ask that you click the subscribe button. Thank you. Awesome. Now, having said all of that, let me say it's not very expensive. So to be fair, you know, they're not competing with $200, $300, $400, $500 speakers. This SoundBot SB521 with 1500 milliamp hour battery, which gives you multiple hours, and it runs when it's plugged in case you're curious about that, will put you back $35 on Amazon. So not too bad, but know what you're getting into because there's just not a lot of rich bass and it doesn't get very loud. And that was with my phone up on maximum volume. So you might have slightly different experiences, but I would say the winner out of all of this is this really cool light up lightning cable, which is absolutely like my favorite thing of all of this stuff. And that's all I got. So I'll catch you in my next video.